perhaps everybody knows by this time, always gives surprises. And in recent months, what happened in India gave a great surprise to the world, because 50,000 almost people gathered in Delhi. An old man of 74 years was on fast, and there was not a single instance of violence. There were police there, and they were very, very friendly. The whole crowd were there to protest on one matter only, and that was to have a bill to get rid of corruption in the country. And that bill was drafted by a group of civil society people, and that is commonly called Jan Lokpal Bill. And what does it want was simply that there should be an ombudsman, a Lokpal, for the whole country and also for the states, to see that proper law is made against corruption at every level, from Prime Minister to a member of Panchayat, or from the Chief Secretary of the government to a humble chaprasi or peon. This movement caught the imagination of the young people in India and also abroad. We will be talking about that today, but let me tell you, the latest thing what happened is again very interesting. The Supreme Court was approached by one of those civil society people in Gujarat to say something against Modi and make Supreme Court say that Modi was responsible for what happened in 2002. A very drastic thing happened in 2002. And Supreme Court should try to pin down on Modi. Supreme Court has, of course, did not say anything like that. He to the people to said that the trial court in Gujarat is the right court to discuss these matters. And so the matter has gone back to the trial court, and they will be deciding whether Modi or some other members of the government were responsible for the mob frenzy which happened in 2002 in the wake of Godadra incident. You remember what happened at that time in India. Secondly, of course, our Manmohan Singh is back from Bangladesh, where he had gone to discuss some matters, and so is Sonia Gandhi back from the United States, where she had gone for surgery for some unknown illness. In addition to that, what we found that India still is hesitant. The government is hesitant in bringing the Lokpal bill, which would please the leader called Anna Hazare. Now, Anna Hazare just today has given an interview to one of the broadcasting organizations in India, where he had said that the future now, they may go back, do the same protest again if they find that government is floundering. And there are at the moment people in the standing committee which is at the moment discussing the bills. And this standing committee can keep on discussing, believe me, for years to come, because that's how the bills are made into laws in England, in India as well. To discuss all these things with me, I have got one highly experienced management consultant who knows the ins and outs of the governments, because he has been advising various governments on how to look after their financial managements. Mr. Sajid Singh is here. Thank you, Sajid, for coming.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Another young man whom I was recently introduced, Mr. Ashish Monga. Ashish is an IT consultant in this country, and also he's social activist in the sense that he has recently awakened that India does need such laws which would get rid of corruption in India. And Ashish recently in a seminar gave an excellent presentation to the audience at the time, in which he pointed out that how this corruption movement can work and can be successful. All the things, Ashish, welcome to our program.
Thanks for inviting me.
Okay, let me start with Sajid. Sajid, Anna Hazare has just today said that if the government does not pass the laws within a year or becomes hesitant in passing certain points, he would again start the same protest in Delhi as before. And that means what will happen is that the work of the government would stop, and already as you see that financially India is going down this year. The growth which we saw last year has already come down to 7%.
7.7.
7.7, and the manufacturing has gone tremendously low to 3.4%. 3.4%.
Yep.
And it has been a better cause of concern. But can we put the whole thing, the onus of down economic growth on these movements, or there is some inefficiency within the government itself?
Well, let me hear various questions, and I'm going to answer all of them individually.
Yes.
First of all, you said about Anna Hazare saying, if you guys don't get your act together, I'm going to start the thing all over again. I think he's an extremely irresponsible man. Mr. Anna Hazare has held the government to ransom. He has possibly forgotten that we spent a lot of time and we spent a lot of effort for the last 65 years becoming a democratic country. And in a democracy, if I have a gripe, if I have something, I stand for election, and if I win an election, I have the right to vote on bills. I can bring forward legislation. Mr. Hazare will do none of them. There was a very nice expression, in India we use Dadagiri, and then somebody called it Annagiri, and I'm afraid I have absolutely no time for contempt for Annagiri, because that is not how you run governments. Governments are serious business. Governments are not populist. Popular is different from populist. As far as I'm concerned, all those 50,000 people who've been supporting Mr. Hazare, as far as I'm concerned, they've just been populist movements, so it has achieved absolutely nothing. As far as laws is concerned, India is full of very good laws, excellent laws, I may add. The point there is not the laws, the point there is the implementation of the laws and the political will. And as I have said on various times in this program as well, somehow we externalize corruption. The corruption is with the civil servants, the corruption is with the politicians. Well, actually, civil servants and politicians are drawn from amongst us. A lot of people I grew up with probably are in the IAS or in the income tax or in the police. So, they're not people who are different from us. So it's our society which is corrupt.